Back to talking about blackness, whiteness, and everything in between. So, let me tell you a story. Because a similar thing happened yesterday, but let me tell you a story from 2020. So, I went to the doctor to get a, this word rhymes with Maxine. I'm not sure what gets you flagged and what doesn't, so let's just carry on like that. I went to go get a Maxine. Yeah, anywho, so they ask you when you try to sign in, they ask you what your ethnic background is. There's a person behind the desk, which is behind glass, and they're asking you what you are, what your ethnicity is. We know that you're British, but we're asking you what your ethnicity is. And so I say, now I have my mask on, and of course my mask is pulled up to here, and you're at you're at a place where you get a vaccine. You can't pull your mask down, and my hair is straight that day, so all you're seeing is essentially just this. Like, I say Black British, and so she says that's not an option. Like, oh, okay. So I say African, right? And so she says white African, I say Black African, and she looks at me funny. I'm pretty sure she wrote down white African that day though. And then yesterday I was doing something. I was signing up for something, and the lady said, okay, what best describes your ethnicity? And so she was reading down the full list, or like the full list of them. And so I was like, well, I'm African. And so, because I wasn't listening. I was just waiting for her to say something along the lines of Black African or Black British. But like, for some, I don't know, some of these, not every place uses like the same descriptors, which is interesting. But so I'm waiting for her to say it, and I don't know, I guess my mind skipped over it, but like skipped over, well, everything, because I don't know. And so I'm like, well, I'm Nigerian, so we'll pick African. And so she's like, okay, white because of your skin tone. And I was like, huh? But the thing is, I didn't tell her no. But then she said, white because of your skin tone. Now, see, the thing is, if I'm going to tell you, now I've always been told that you should make sure that you insert your blackness into everything, right? However, if I'm going to tell you that I'm Black, or you're going to see, like, I don't know, something like my hair, like my edges curling up or something, or you're going to hear it in my voice and the way I speak, then like, does it actually matter if somebody writes that down courtesy of skin tone? Mind you, both of these are not, this is not like for a job application, like somebody writing down white British or something. I mean, if if it says like, yeah, anywho, we're talking ethnicity. So it's like, I was thinking, why would she suggest that? Then I thought to myself, well, have you looked at your arms, legs, face, and everything else lately? Your skin is white. Like, that's just its color. That's not saying anything about your background if you're not saying that it says anything about your background. We don't have to be so militantly black. You just are black racially. I remember the first time this was brought up to me was actually when I was living in Australia for a year as a 12-year-old. And my classmate was like, yeah, like, you're African, but you're not black. And so I was arguing it like I am. Like, yeah, but your skin is white. And I was always taught, like, oh, if somebody's saying that, then they're trying to take away your racial identity. But are they? Are they taking away your racial identity? Or are they giving you a skin tone identity? Because there are lots of instances where people will be of the same race, but like they'll have a different skin tone. It's like, why are you not allowed to identify with your skin tone if we're just talking about skin tones? Again, this isn't saying I'm gonna run around and tell people that I'm a white native Brit. Like, no. Because, I mean, okay, some of my facial features obviously clearly give away that that couldn't be true. Okay? So, like, what's actually the big deal? I guess people think that, like, you know, your close ones, your loved ones, etc., may think that you would become confused if you identified with your skin tone. But then if I didn't identify with my skin tone at all, I would end up with things like the wrong foundation color. And if you're like me and you model, that kind of means something, because there's a chance you could be on somebody's ad or billboard looking real stupid. Now, obviously, nobody is going to... It'll take a very strange makeup artist to put the complete wrong color foundation on you. That's just an extremist example, but yeah. You have to know, you have to identify with your skin tone for, you know, beauty purposes. Like right now, I'm not wearing sun cream, even though I should be, because, you know, we're sitting under outdoor light. Yeah, but the sun ain't out, so I think I'm okay for now. I'm not gonna be here, I'm not sunbathing or anything. The sun is not coming back, it rises this way, so it's already shone here. But yeah, like, identifying with your skin tone. Wait, sorry, no, now I'm wearing sun cream. We all know that even though everyone can get sunburn, sun damage, cancer, it is more likely and can happen a lot faster if you have a lighter skin tone. I mean, or like, I can tan, right? But I don't tan, because if I go tanning, I will end up with a whole bunch of freckles and sunspots in very unsightly places. I will have very damaged looking skin. Now, I could just keep tanning, but then the damage would just get worse, and then you'd end up with cancer. Because how that works is that the amount of so any freckle or mole that you have on your body can mutate and become cancerous. That's how that works. So, you know, you're supposed to prevent those, and the lighter your skin tone, the more likely you are to get them. So you have to know your skin tone. If you don't know, hey, I have a white skin tone, so I'm in danger of this thing, then like you won't be able to help yourself. It's all well and good, yes, you're black, but you can just tell people that. And also, if like me, you're in a country that you are nationality wise from, so this is a country you're born, raised in, and are a citizen of, then like, does it even matter? of, like, you have more issues in a day that you interact with that are nationality specific than race specific. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I mean, if I walk into the, if it says white African on the thing and I walk into the room, nobody's gonna argue and say, what? This isn't true. They're just gonna, oh, right, I didn't even think about that. Okay. I mean, on these, it's not going to change how I sign the forms. I'm still probably going to sign most things and say Black African or Black British when I can. But it is just like, if someone else is signing it and they, you know, they feel like you fit that, there's no reason to really be fighting and arguing, because they're not making an assumption about your race. Although most people do just, well, actually, they kind of are. They're making an assumption about your background, but not the assumption that you have nothing to do. Man, this stuff is hard. Because it's just occurred to me that lady thought that was mixed. Yeah, but she thought that you were part Nigerian, part British. So, what really changed about your identity? I suppose not much, considering I am both of those things. The point is, I with my mouth tell people what I am all the time, so it's no big deal. And someone will fight me like, oh, are you appropriating someone else's identity? Should it be a big debate? Should we make a little tick box session that should take like 2 minutes, take 25, because now you have to explain every little thing about yourself? Maybe a little, oh, I thought you were this is okay. I thought you were this, but you're actually that is okay, because at the end of the day, you're not hiding your own identity. Man, this stuff is actually complicated. All these people who say, oh yeah, I want you to come to a nice definitive conclusion when you tell stories. Like, yeah, no. This is why we can't do that, because this stuff is actually very nuanced, very complicated, and you never know how people see it, because I've had enough people trying to argue with me about how I should identify, and I never really gave up for it's just black everything. Because we're inserting race into everything. But if we're talking about ethnic background and looks, then like, I mean, technically you are white, but you're Nigerian? Yeah. But then it's all about who's implying what by what is said. But then does it even, see, we're just going in circles. Does it even matter if, it's like, it doesn't really matter if you're just going to say what you are anyway. Skin tones, backgrounds and all, they're weird. Race, she really is a social construct, but she doesn't negate your she doesn't negate your ethnicity or nationality. Or like, it's hurt. The more I think about it, the more it actually hurts my head. So I'm gonna stop talking and let people write what they think in the comments.